Good day. For this activity, we have managing domain users and group policy, which we have 4 requirements for this activity that I already did earlier. So now let's go to my server and check if those requirements are already implemented. So go to server manager, and then on my server manager, click on tools and group policy management. On the group policy management, right click the GSW and GPO and click edit. The first requirement that we have is control panel, which we're going to prohibit the access to control panel. So policies, administrative, and control panel. Look for prohibit access to control panel, which is that one, and you can see that it is enabled. So we're going to check it on our Windows 10 and Windows 7. So the account that we're going to use here is the account that without restriction. In my Windows 10, let's check our control panel. So there is a notification, which means we successfully implement the first requirements for this activity. And let's go to our Windows 7. So my Windows 7 is already expired. There's no background here. So control panel. And there's also a notification, which also means that we successfully implement the first requirement. So let's go to my server, and the second requirement is the file explorer. So we're going to prohibit the Windows Explorer. Drive C has been hidden. So Windows components and then file explorer. Look for hide these specified drives on my computer. It is already enabled. So now let's check it on my Windows 10 and Windows 7. So file explorer and then this PC. As you can see, there is no drive C here. So it means that we successfully implement the second requirements for this activity. Let's go to my Windows 7 and click File Explorer and Computers. So as you can see, there is also no drive C here. So I already successfully implement the second requirement for this activity. So the third requirement is the control alt delete option. So we're going to disable the task manager and lock the computer. So let's go to our system and then control alt delete. You can see the lock, remove lock computer and remove task manager. So these two are already enabled. So let's check it on my Windows 10 keyboard, then control alt delete. So as you can see, there is no task manager and lock computer. So we successfully implemented the third requirement and control alt delete. So there is also no task manager and block this computer. So let's log off this for our fourth requirement. For our fourth requirement, we're going to set our wallpaper here, where we're going to define our wallpaper in our server, which is the wallpaper we're going to set. We define here in our server is this one, and we will define it here in our server, and it will be distributed to our client 1 and client 2. So let's go to desktop. Double click the desktop, then desktop wallpaper. So the desktop wallpaper is not configured yet. So we're going to double click this and enable. So earlier we already copied the location path and we're going to paste it here. So that, and let's apply. Okay. And now let's go to Windows 10 and Windows 7. The wallpaper has changed or implemented the fourth requirement. So on my Windows 10, you can see that we successfully implemented the fourth requirement, as well as here in my Windows 7, we successfully implement the fourth requirement. So thank you for listening.